Okay, so the Lord spoke to me yesterday while I ran 3 miles, and let me tell you what happened. So, one, I didn't want to run the 3 miles. Let's just make that clear. Anyone that knows me knows I'm not a runner. I'm like, if I'm not running for my life, then I'm not running at all, because what is the point? What is the purpose? I can't see one. So just know that off the bat. So I did not want to run this 3 miles, even like up to me having to decide, because in the run club that I'm a part of, there's two paths that you can take. One is the 3 mile and one's like a mile and a half, 2 miles. And I still didn't know what I was going to do until I was going up the ramp for the 3 mile route. Okay. So I'm running the 3 miles and I'm like, I really don't want to do this, but I'm like, I need a condition because I have a lot of performances coming up, all the things, because I'm a dancer. Anyway, so I'm on the 3 mile route, and I had a conversation with someone before this as well, because I was like, I'm thinking about running the 3 mile route. And she was like, the key is, she's like, just keep going. Even when you're tired, like, don't stop, just keep going. Because when you stop, you're not going to want to start again. I've heard that multiple times, and I heard it again today. So I'm like, okay, boom, locked in. Let's do this. And I'm like, Lord, you're really going to have to get me through this, because flesh me does not want to do this at all. So I'm starting off, I'm already wanting to quit. Especially because there's an incline. There's like two inclines. It like inclines, turns, incline up again. So I'm already wanting to quit. I'm like, and I'm done. And so I'm like, okay, let me turn on some worship music. So I got my worship music on. I'm jamming out, and it seems a little bit easier. You know, I'm like chilling. I'm having fun, worshiping God. I got some crunk worship music on. I'm jamming. Okay. And so people are, I started in the front too. I was like in the front, middle, like I was towards the front, and it's a huge group of people. They said it was like 190 people came up for this run club. It was fire. So I'm running, and tell me why everybody's passing me, bro. I feel everybody just zooming on past me, and I'm like, I really thought I was doing something. However, I don't know what I thought because I'm not a runner. Anyway, so people are passing me, and the Lord's like, keep going at your pace. Just because people are running past you, don't get distracted. Like, don't quit your race. Don't give up just because you're not at the same speed as them. And so I'm like, okay, period. And I'm staying consistent. I'm running my race at the pace that God has called me to run my race at. Okay. And so some of the people that had passed me, they had slowed down, and I ended up passing them. And so it's like, they may hit a different season in their life. They may hit a waiting season, whatever the case may be. And then I'm ahead of them, because all of our paths and journeys in life are completely different. So us comparing is really ridiculous. But let's say, for example, to make this more relatable or to see it more clearly, let's say that I am in a better I just come into an abundance of finances, Lord. And the person that was more financially stable than I am took a hit, and now I'm able to bless them. You know what I'm saying? So in conclusion, that was the first lesson that I learned, was run your race at your pace, at the pace that God has set you at. Don't worry about comparing other people. Don't worry about comparing your race to other people's race, because you're not them. Okay. You are who God has called you to be. He has created you perfectly, just as you are, the way that you are. So do what do what he has for you. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, so now I'm running my race at my pace, and I'm content with that, right? And then the Lord is like, okay, once you hit the 2 mile mark, stop the worship music. And I'm like, stop the worship music? Okay. And so I hit the 2 mile mark, and I stopped my worship music. And it became way more difficult. Again, it was like at the beginning of the race when it was really hard. I wanted to quit. And then I turned on my worship music, and I was like, okay, it's fine. Like, I can do this while I'm worshiping God. Then I turn it off. I'm like, okay. The difficulty felt a lot more difficult, and I did not want to finish. And so the Lord is like, when life throws you challenges, it's easier to get through them when you're worshiping me, when you're praising me. When you stop, you start worrying, you start really looking at everything that you have to do, and you're trying to look at it with your own strength. But I didn't call you to do things in your own strength. I called you to depend on me. So when you're worshiping me, it shows that like you're praising me, you're relying on me to get you through these things. When you're not worshiping me, you're relying on yourself. But God has called us He's created us to be dependent on him. We can't do anything without him that's really going to do something. You know what I'm saying? When we're working out of our own strength, we're like a fish out of water, gasping for air, trying to survive. And that's just not gonna work. There's really only so much that we can do in our own strength. If we really want to do anything and impact the kingdom, we need Jesus. We need Yahweh. Point blank, period. That just is what it is. That's why I love this saying: worship over worry. Worship before you worry. When you worship God, that shows that you're trusting him, relying on him to take care of the situation. Worship before you worry. Worship makes facing life's challenges a whole lot easier. It doesn't fix them automatically, but they're easier to navigate and to endure. And the third and final thing that he taught me was I hit the finish line of my race, and all the people that, finished before you were all at this, waiting spot. And usually, when people are finishing their race, the people that have finished before you, they cheer you on, and nobody cheered me on. And I was like, cool, you guys, love that. And the Lord is like, okay, so are you going to be proud of yourself? Are you going to look for outside validation, or are you going to know that I'm proud of you? Like, don't look for other people to be like, oh my gosh, you did such a good job. Like, no, you need to be confident and secure in that you completing what I've called you to complete is making me proud. Like, I am proud of you, and be proud of yourself for obeying and finishing and being consistent and running the race at your pace. And so I was like, oh, period. And then in tandem with that is, are you going to encourage other people even when nobody encouraged you? So when you see people that are completing missions that God has called them to do, or doing, like being 30 days sober, etc., like, are you going to congratulate them even when those you wanted, outside validation from, those you wanted cheering for you didn't cheer for you? Will you cheer for others even though nobody cheered for you? Point blank, period. So he ate me up. And what's crazy is that literally happened today, because I'm recording this Sunday, and my apostle, she prayed for healing for these two ladies, and I literally had to watch other people receive healing and breakthrough, and I was just sitting there like, that's what I want healing. Like, I want to see my healing. And not from a covetous place. So I had to repent and ask for forgiveness, because I'm like, Lord, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be like, I'm so happy that they were able to receive healing, but it's just like, I'm sitting here and it's like, nobody sees me. However, again, I'm running a different race than they're running. I'm running the race that God has called me to run, and I'm running it at my pace. So just because they received their healing before I received mine doesn't mean I'm not getting mine. Mine just is not here. Like, it's not time for me yet. I'm on his time, not mine. And I have to be okay with that. And I'm okay with that. But no, so yeah. Hopefully this was helpful or spoke to anybody. Anyway, so that is it. That is all. Okay. Bye. Have a great day. Love you.